It's me again. I'm back. Woo! Sorry, little TLC reference there. Had to do it. Hi guys, hope you're all doing okay. My name is Eve. Celine! Cup of tea. Today we're going to be looking at modular icons. Modular icons is part of the Play series and it's vintage modular synth that combines beautiful sounds from legendary artists and instruments. What I didn't realise, but I do now, because I did a bit of reading, is that 50% of the sales for modular icons goes to the Bob Moog Foundation. And the Bob Moog Foundation is dedicated to inspiring artists, igniting creativity through education. They have the Moogseum. It's really hard to say that. The Moogseum. So yeah, it's really nice that 50% of any proceeds from purchases of the modular icons instrument goes directly to the Bob Moog Foundation. The one thing I love about is it gives me the capability to be able to play all of those iconic synth sounds that would have meant I would have had to have learned how to play a Moog or the keys or something. And it brings all of those iconic players and artists and electronic music makers to one space, and it allows you to then recreate those beautiful sounds and those synth walls and literally just create your own stuff without having to know necessarily how to use a modular synth. So now I'm going to delve into it, show you guys how to use the interface and mess about with some sounds and hopefully make it a little bit easier for when you have it in your studio. First of all, modular icons is a Kontakt instrument. So in order to open it, you would need to download Kontakt, which is free, and install it as you can see here. So the one thing I love about the Play series instruments is they are all really consistent and very user friendly. So one of the ways you can look for sounds is these little arrows here at the top towards the left. If I click left and right, you'll see the sound changing and the waveforms on A and B changing also, and the name of the sound changes. So that's top level. If I want to go into a different type of sound, for instance, at the minute it's on definitive bass. If I want to choose, I don't know, some percussion, I click on the little arrow here, I can go down to the percussion subcategory and then choose from a list of percussive sounds that I would like. Another way that you can search for sounds is to click on the letter A or the letter B or the actual waveform next to the letters. So I'm just going to click on that here, and as you can see, A here is highlighted and B is a bit more greyed out. So at the moment I'm choosing sounds I want to add to A, which is on the left side. So I'm going to go 1975 horns. That's selected, and you've got a little A next to that, which shows you again that it's on A. And if I want to change the sound on B, let's get a sine wave. So I'm going to go to reso sine, okay? And again, I've got a little B there to show me that that's the sound that's dedicated to these letters here. When you go back to your main page on the interface, 1975 horns on A and your reso sine on B. So I'm just going to go back in and also show you down here, you have these little dots. At the minute we're on the front page, which is the first dot that's highlighted white. If I click on the little arrows left or right, it's going to scroll through and show you all the different sounds that you can actually choose to put on A or on B. Okay, so it's the same if I click on B. There you go. All right, so I'm going to come out of this now and press the little X to come back to the main page on the interface. So the sounds that I just chose, which is 1975 horns, which we have on A, and the reso sine, which is on B, they sound like this. Okay, so now if I want to be like, yeah, I like it, but it's a bit too soft, I'm going to change my sine wave to a noisy pulse. Now it's got like a dirty, gritty bass sound underneath it. Now, if I want less of the kind of rounded, beautiful sound from the 1975 sound and more of the dirty bass, I use this balance section under here, and this determines how much of each sound I want. At the minute we're smack bang right down the middle, so if I just pull it all the way this way, it's just going to play the pretty rounded sound. Let's do the other way. Oh. Dirty. Right, stop getting carried away. There you go. So at the minute, I want more of that sound and less of the other one to make it just a bit more dirty if I'm going to use it as like an underlying. See? Still a bit too much. Better. Okay, I like that. So we've got the cutoff point here, and this will determine the frequency of the sound. So at the minute, it's quite muddy sounding because the cutoff point is low. So it sounds slightly like it's underwater. Alright, so if I change the cutoff point and start increasing it. So something like this would be good if you're doing a transition in a song and you're using a riser or whatever. You can use a standard riser, but something like this is also a different way to kind of bring you into the next section and like add some tension and release. Okay, so that's the cutoff. The next one along, we have our filter envelope. So that's another way of closing and opening up the sound. Next along, we have chaos. That's kind of like a modulation. If I go all the way to the left, it's quite nice and smooth. If I turn it all the way to the right, it's messed up, but in a sexy way, like, you know, like when you squeeze a spot. Yes, dirty. Okay, so next we have multi-decay, and that's only up a little bit at the moment. I'm going to make it quite drastic. Let me take the chaos back down. So that's actually really nice. It gives it a little bit of decay, but it gives it space as well within the sound, if that makes sense. And then if I let go, you hear the decay. After punch. So it makes it more present and also more spacious and less muted sounding. And then we've got a beautiful tape delay. Can't go wrong with a tape delay. I'm going to make it dramatic. Oh, I just changed the sound by accident. Ha! Where was I? I was on noisy pulsar. Okay, and then at the end you've got your volume. This is why I love this. It's so simple and easy to use, but you get some beautiful sounds out of it. It's inspiring me to do a track. Just come into the sequencer, and I've chosen this Bara Bara pad, which is really, really beautiful. Gorgeous. The thing is, this tiny little section here, you have to press on in order for the step sequencer to kick in. So I'm just going to do some dramatic stuff at the minute. You can assign things to different macros, so 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. At the minute, I'm on pitch and velocity. You can either click where you would like each thing to change, or you can hold and drag up or down. Okay, like this. And then, yeah, we've turned our sequencer on, so when I press it, you'll see, and you can hear that it sounds like it's being modulated now because I've taken the velocity in and out, and it's not as smooth as it was. Okay, so let's. can choose the direction here. I want it to go in, press and hold. It's going to go backwards. If I press and hold and press up again, it's going to do this. Okay, this is a really cool way to create sound. Okay, you can choose the type, how much swing you want, so that it's a bit more human. You can change your rate up here, so if I press and hold again, you can see it's going to start increasing the speed. Okay, and the same with steps. That's going mental. Alright, so that's that. You can choose the amount of steps you want as well, obviously. Here we've got 16, so if I press and hold and drag down, because 16 is the maximum, it's only going to then go between the 10 steps that I've just chosen. And up here you can choose the layers that you would like to play. Once again, press and hold. B, A, on its own. So it's a really wicked way to start, you know, playing about with sounds and stuff. If I come over here to settings, it's another way that you can actually start getting down deep into the sound, down and dirty. Ooh. Your glide. You want it mono, legato. Your key change and everything here, how much you want it to bend up and down. Observe the voices. So this section here will change all of the intricacies of the B sound, and it's exactly the same for the A sound over here. You would do the same thing. If you want to change the sound here, you can once again tap on the letter or the waveform. Choose what priority the note comes in by once again pressing and holding and dragging up or down. So low note priority, last, or high. Mono. Legato. See, so it's kind of made it a lot more present now. Let me just take that legato off. And now it's gone back to the short notes. Glide. Like drunk bees. Sorry. Okay, so you get the idea. It's really, really good. This is like me scratching the surface. Got an overview. This is your main page on the interface. To search for sounds, you click on the letters A or B or the waveform. This brings you to a library of sounds for A and for B, and you can scroll through them down here. If you want to change the sound from top level and choose a specific instrument, so you've got pads, leads, effects, bass and percussion, you can choose from this little arrow up here. And if you want to change the sound on a top level, you would use these little arrows here. Oi, oi. Okay, also your sequencer and settings here, so click your sequencer on, press on sequencer, and then you can start playing about with different bits. The good thing about the settings here is I can change the level here, so if I want it to kind of ramp up and have the velocity curve being straight, I can. So if I go to the left or the right sides, I can manipulate that here, or I can go left or right, or let's put that back up there, put that down there. I can draw it in just by pressing and holding on my mouse or pad, trackpad, and do whatever. Okay, so yeah, that's modular icons. Nice, easy and simple. I'll be interested to see what you guys come up with and if you create any new sounds based on the combination of sounds that are in here. Okay, so that's a quick walkthrough on modular icons. Let me know how you guys get on, and like, comment, share.